All right, sup guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the Tahiti Files. Guys, if you're new here, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. If you've been here, give me a comment, leave me a thumbs up. It helps this channel a lot. And again, thank you guys for the continued support. So we got another level 60 review leveling guide. This is strictly based on leveling from 1 to 60. The experience, the character design, we'll go over the single target damage, the AoE wave clear, the survivability, the fun factor, and then just the overall leveling experience. Could he do green difficulty, red difficulty, and how was it playing him as a whole? Okay, so just did Black Panther last. Here we got Vision. I chose to play Vision as melee as I did not like the range laser build. It felt kind of silly to me, but the overall character design of Vision I thought was very, very good. I didn't think it was exceptional like Nick Fury where it's like 10 out of 10, but I'd give him a solid 7 or 8. It felt very good, especially when in ultra dense form, when you're like melee and you're like running and you're punching, but it's like really slow but super powerful and you do this random like charged up punch. I've always thought Vision was like Superman, and he felt very Superman-ish. A lot of his abilities is one where you like run super fast and you're just like hammering shit for a bunch of damage. You can't be stopped. Then you jump in and just slam them. And then you even have this punch, and the punch does AoE, so you emit like solar power as you hit. I had so much fun playing Vision. He was so oddly satisfying. I can't even explain why. He was so damn satisfying, and I don't know why. Like I was sitting like, why am I having so much fun? Why am I enjoying this so much? And I truly don't know, but I just did. I had a blast playing Vision. I just can't help it, man. He was an awesome experience. So character design I thought was great. One problem I had with him was the main skill of his range build is this thing called Surface of the Sun, which is this right here. This didn't feel very Vision-like to me. It felt silly. It looks like fire, and I don't know, like to me this is more like a Ghost Rider, like a Human Torch. It just didn't seem very Vision-esque to me. So when I went to play the range build and that was like the primary damage dealer, I hated it because it just felt so, I don't know why they did this. Some of the other ranged abilities were pretty cool, like Tri-Beam requires a target. This is Tri-Beam. And it's just like a straight laser that obviously feels very Vision-like. Solar Flare, which shoots like a big AoE spray, costs tons of energy, but it felt like him. But I also wasn't a giant fan of like this AI hack ability where you like summon a robot. It just felt kind of, I'm like, it just felt so stupid to me. I didn't like that. But melee Vision felt like Vision, felt wildly strong and felt awesome to play and felt just like how I would imagine Vision in real life. So deeply liked the melee version, hated the ranged. But yeah, so that's why I'm not giving him a 10 out of 10 for character design. Now, how was the single target damage on Vision? Single target damage for Vision I found to be okay. It more so on the lower side, like with Taskmaster, I was brooting every single attack, right? I constantly had brutal strikes, constantly had combos, tons of damage. Who else have I played with good single target? I guess really nobody. Nick did nothing. Single target, the only thing I have to compare of is really Taskmaster, but trying to kill like a solo target on Vision felt a lot worse than big groups. Maybe it's because all the AoE he has and the big damage splash and the big like abilities, but single target just, it felt like meh. It was okay, but the process, it's so strange because the process of killing a single target felt very pleasing, very fun. You know, like when I'm beating the shit out of a solo target, let me find, where's the solo target dummies at? When I'm beating the shit out of a solo target and there's like constant explosions going off and then you randomly press your big damage and you brute for 64k and then you're just like punching some more and then you boom, you hit it and you crit for 82k and all the explosions are happening and it's like the sound effects are like really strong. You feel really, really strong. Let me put my headset on real quick. I don't want to mess this audio up. Hold on. Sorry if the audio was jacked up earlier, but anyways, yeah, the punches just feel so strong. The audio feels excellent, and so while you're hitting a single target, though the damage isn't that quick, it feels really good. AoE and wave clear was quite well. I genuinely enjoyed the AoE damage because you could go in like this. You can pop this ability, you run really fast, you hit everything, and you explode with Nova damage or solar damage, and you can jump in, boom, tons of AoE. You can use this for pretty good AoE. He has his, and then you punch, and every time you hit, you're popping with solar damage, which does AoE. So AoE was quite good. Felt much better than killing solo targets. It felt really, really good. Survivability for Vision was excellent. Mind you, he has no invisibility, no way to drop aggro, kind of like Nick Fury. Every time you right click, you went invisible. On Black Panther, he had a couple abilities where he went invisible, or he popped that cloud and like you could just do damage and no one could see you. He has no way to drop aggro or drop damage, but you still almost never die. In fact, I don't think I ever died. And then as far as overall just leveling and smoothness of him, it felt great. Even though it was slower, even though his damage wasn't through the roof, it felt great, very fun to play. I was never looking like, oh my God, is this almost done? I felt that way with Nick Fury. I felt that way with Black Panther. With Vision, I had a blast, wasn't even really looking at my level. I hit 60. I said, oh shit, I'm 60. Like, I really, really enjoyed it, okay? So let's talk about the build I came up with for leveling. First things first, this is another one where I kind of had to think a bit, similar to Taskmaster. Like, it kind of took some thought, and you really got to look at your traits and then your talents and make sure that everything's right. So first, you need to choose between solar or density brawling. I chose density brawling. I loved how the melee felt. Like I said, didn't like the ranged. I use your standard punch, which is just high density punch. You have to use density shift, which puts you basically in either like a light phase mode where you're like invisible, or it puts you in like this dense mode where you're just way a lot and like you're unstoppable, and you get different abilities depending on which form you're in. I chose the dense melee form. 10-ton torpedo. Basically, every time you use it, it boosts your physical damage rating, so it boosts your damage, and it does actually, it's like one of the highest damage dashes I've had, so it actually hurts. So when you use this, like, that's pretty good damage. It crit for 10k there, you know what I mean? So the 11k. So the damage is pretty good on it. You want to use it, and you burst with AoE solar damage when you use it, see the burst, so it's really good to use into big groups, so I did use that as well as my ability. I used high density bulldozer, which is basically the final ability you get for melee. And what it does is it's this: you run so fast and you do a fucking ton of damage as you're hitting stuff. Like, you do a lot, and you explode with solar energy the whole time. So you pop that, you run around, you're dealing solar energy. You're right clicking, you're dealing burst of solar energy. You auto attack, you're dealing solar energy. You drop this, which is your high density slam, which weakens enemies so you take less damage from them, and if you've used a basic attack within the last 4 seconds, the damage of it is higher, so then you get a damage boost when you use it, and it hits really hard, as you saw a 57k hit there. And then the main brute strike ability was hammer punch, 100% chance to brutal strike, so you want to auto and then boom, fucking 64k on there, right? So it does a ton of damage, just like your main solo target. Bow, 85k. Okay, so you basically Oh, and then lastly, guys, I used healing nanites. It heals you for 15% of your max health per second. So if you're going in on like a big group, say you run in, you jump in, and they all start targeting you, pop this, and you're just healing the whole time. So you stop taking damage, and it heals you, and you can just fight to the death in the middle of them. Okay, guys. As far as my talents and traits, I use phase punch. This is basically your main. This is just your typical high density punch. It gives you a damage reduction of 4% and a defense rating multiplier. So as you hit, you get damage reduction and defense rating. Then I use, when in ultra dense mode, hitting with a power, defense rating and damage bonus. So you get, it stacks 5 times. So you get 3,000 defense rating, and you get a 15% damage bonus. So again, the whole time you're autoing, you're getting damage reduction from here, damage reduction from here. So you really can't take damage, and if you do, then you just start healing with nanites, and you just can't be stopped. You're just an unstoppable force. Healing nanites gives you 10 total damage, and it gives you some damage reduction. So again, this just goes with your healing nanites. So again, you're just super, super tanky. Damage, defense boost and damage, defense boost and damage, defense boost and damage. So you get a ton of defense. Solar buildup, you can change if you want to use infusion or solar buildup. What they do is basically it gives you when you deal damage, it reduces your signature, which is this. I didn't show yet. Boom! And it's strong as shit. It is really, really strong. It does 150k. It clears the screen even in red. So, and as you auto, it reduces the cooldown by 1 second. So you're autoing a lot, and you're getting this cooldown reduced really quickly. So that's why I chose to use it, just to have my signature up more often. And then this is the main premise of the build. This is when he became extremely fun. You don't get this till like 56, but every time you hit with a melee power, you burst with solar energy. This was the game changer. I was already having fun, but once I got this, and now every time I hit with anything, I explode with solar energy. It was like super game changing. He went from like, wow, I'm really enjoying this, to like, this is so fucking fun and awesome, and I love this guy. Okay, so full rotation and what it looks like. Basically, you'd run in. I either dash in or I run in with high density bulldozer like this. I run in, then I do my slam, which is this. Boom, pop healing, and then I just start punching shit. And then when they get low enough, I execute them with hammer punch. So I just kind of run around, jump in, and then punch the shit out of everything, and then you just hammer punch. There's like not a lot to it. You really aren't doing much. You literally just run in, pop high density slam, auto attack, pop hammer punch, dash around a few times, signature to finish this clear, pick up all your XP orbs, onto the next group. Really smooth rotation and quite a bit of damage. I mean, boom, boom. Even just playing it now, I'm having fun, and you're constantly exploding with solar energy. So he's a ton of fun to play, guys. So let's go ahead, get into Midtown. I'll give you guys my final rating of him. And yes, by the way, he can do red difficulty, which is a huge factor because the 40 to 50 grind is not bad. He can do red with relative ease. So let's find a big champ pack and show you guys what gameplay looks like. I want a really big group. He shines in like massive groups. He just destroys them. Usually a big group is up here. This is where the big groups start. All right, here we go. Let's do, this is good. There's a lot of elites here, okay, this is huge. All right, so I like to run in, do as much damage. It does tons of damage. Drop my boom, and then just pop nano heights to heal, and then execute with your hammer punch. When you get low, pop your signature, then pop nanobites again, keep dropping in. And like, as you guys can see, I just pretty much cleared a whole screen of elites, like quickly. Very strong. Look at this. Just so much fun. Boom, bitch. Come in here, punch him. And like, oh, this server's lagging. He's wildly strong. It feels really fun to play. About to run around, here we go, running. Boom, signature, boom. Screen's clear, pick up all the XP and go on to the next shit. Just like that. So really fun to play. I had a blast. I can't stress enough how much fun I had. I don't know why he feels so satisfying, but he just does. Hammer punch him a couple times. Drop your high density slam on him, heal with nanites, run around quick, kill all the junk. Just awesome. I could play him all day, dude. Like he's a fucking beast. I can't wait to play him late game and like gear him up, you know? Signature, boom. 447k on that signature there, guys. Like crazy. Jump in, high density, boom. Speed run around. Here's a bunch of robots here. Just do some dashes to keep popping solar energy everywhere. Make sure you're popping nanites to stay healthy. Drop in. And like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the fastest kill time, but it just feels so fun you don't even notice it. And he can really handle large groups of mobs really well. And super mobile. Anyways, I'm gonna end up playing too long because I'm having fun. But yeah, by far and large, probably one of my favorite kits so far of any character who I've played. As far as the fun factor, I'd have to give him like a 10 out of 10. I just had a lot of fun. Maybe he just fits my style, I don't know, but like I had a blast and I felt really fun and really satisfying. So this is strictly based on leveling though, and how good they are at going from 1 to 60. I do root these categories you know, pretty evenly. Got single target, AoE wave clear, survivability, fun factor, and then the smoothness / can he do green and red. The damage is not that high. As fun as he is, as much as I enjoyed, like I had the most fun so far playing him, the damage is not high. It's just okay. You feel strong, you beat the shit out of people, you can clear big groups. Green was a breeze, like he obliterated screen. Red was a bit more difficult. You do come close to dying, you do got to manage some cooldowns. I am going to give Vision the same rating I gave Cyclops. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I don't think he was really good at particularly anything, but I don't think he was bad at particularly anything either. Single target was just okay, a little bit on the lower side. AoE was okay. I think maybe even on the higher side just because everything did AoE, but that's not till you hit 56. Survivability was great. A lot of ways to boost your defense. Very, extremely fun. And in the design, I hated the range and loved the melee. So I thought about giving him a 6, but I don't want to overrate the fun category. I got to stay focused on what matters, and this is going from 1 to 60. It's a little bit slower. Like Taskmaster, who I gave an 8 out of 10, it was constant 70k brutes over and over again, absolutely murdering full screens of elite packs instantly. Vision took time, although it's more satisfying, it feels more fun, and it's cooler on the screen. Slower, a lot slower. So final rating, I give him a 5 out of 10. Don't think he's great, don't think he's bad. I'm very excited. He's high up on my I want to play push in game content with list once I'm done leveling everybody, but I think he's dead mid. Don't think he's bad, don't think he's good, but fun factors through the roof. If you want satisfying gameplay and you feel strong, I'd give that a 10 out of 10. But overall, 1 to 60, final rating, Vision, 5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks for watching.